I've only been eating beef, fundamentally, for almost 5 years
Are
now.
you still eating your all-beef diet?
Unfortunately, yes.
Really just beef? Can you have ketchup on it?
Nothing. It isn't something I would lightly recommend. It's a little hard on your social life.
That's it, and I never cheat, ever, not even a little bit.
No
nothing.
soda.
Jordon Peterson, who I love and think is an incredible influencer and philosophical mind, has given us not just the 12 rules for life, but an extra 13th rule: eating only beef, salt, and water. If that sounds crazy to you, you are not alone.
Unfortunately, going full carnivore failed to cure Peterson's chronic pain.
I am baffled by this carnivore diet. Baffled by how many people are clinging to it as a panacea.
What happened with Jordon and Mikhaila is because of cutting everything out and just doing those couple animal products, not that animal products are good for you, but whatever was harming their bodies, making them unhealthy, was something else.
My theory is that it mimics some of the benefits of fasting.
He calls it the lion diet and claims that it's done wonders for his health, including him losing 50 pounds, his gum disease reversing itself, among other miraculous health cures.
But what has it done for you?
Well, I lost 50 pounds in 7 months. I stopped snoring. I had some autoimmune conditions that seem to have gone away. I'm not taking antidepressants. My mood isn't perfectly regulated. I'm under a fair bit of stress, so that might have something to do with it. I sleep much less. I can work more.
So let's take all of that at face value, agree that all of these incredible things have happened for Jordon. God bless him, by the way. Suffering from horrific health outcomes is not anyone's idea of a good time, and my heart goes out to him. Does Christianity weigh in on the carnivore diet? Can you be a Christian and eat only beef? Is there anything wrong with being a Christian carnivore? It's not only Jordon Peterson, but also his daughter, Mikhaila.
You only eat meat still?
Yep.
Talk me through a day's diet then.
Strip loin steak, that's
So you
about
wake
it.
up in the morning, what do you have for breakfast?
Strip loin.
What do you have for lunch?
Strip loin.
What do you have for dinner?
Sometimes strip loin in soup.
You have 3 steaks a day? That's
Yeah.
it. No
Fried rice.
vegetables or anything? You just...
Nope.
Nothing, just the steak?
Yeah.
Do you have any sauce?
No.
I mean, it's kind of fascinating. How long have you done this? 6 years?
Yeah. My diseases were put into complete remission by an all-meat diet.
They describe arthritis, inflammatory issues, autoimmune disorders, chronic depression, some of which may be genetic. Whatever the case, it's horrible, and nobody would wish that on their worst enemy.
I was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis when I was 7. 37 affected joints, 16 years being treated with immunosuppressants, chronic fatigue, absolutely crippling depression. I lost my hip and my ankle to arthritis and had them replaced when I was 17. I tried going the medical route and it didn't work. When I was 23, my skin had started to break down from rashes and those stopped healing. I couldn't sleep on my shoulders. My right wrist felt like it was going to be next for my 3rd joint replacement.
In a blog post from January 27th, 2026, Mikhaila writes that she is no longer a carnivore, still saying that she eats 95% meat, but she is including some cooked greens. I fully understand that the Petersons' dietary choice was not done on a whim, that this is a difficult decision to make ongoing, one you have to do every single day. That being said, I also believe that the suffering of non-human animals rises to that level as well, something we should be reflecting upon every day, every meal. Peterson often references the Bibles in what I consider to be beautiful and compelling speeches.
Well, you never get messages from God. It's like, yeah, actually you do. It's your conscience. And that pesky little thing doesn't exactly do what you want it to do. It tends to upbraid you on a fairly regular basis and remind you of your various idiocies and inadequacies. And you might think that that's you speaking, but then you might ask, well, why does it tell you things you don't want to hear then? And why can't you control it? And
Peterson's worldview is clearly connected with the Bible, even though when asked if he's a Christian, he often will respond,
to believe in God is to commit your life. That's what the belief is. It isn't the statement, I believe in God. It says in the Gospels, Christ himself says, not everyone who says, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven.
Just because you say you believe something, it's like people say all the time that they're Christians. I'm a believing Christian. It's like, that's hard there, buddy. That's the most difficult possible commitment.
I think he holds that term in the highest regard, as do I. What would it mean for the Bible or Christian tradition to give us the green light in terms of a carnivore diet? The Bible brings up, most famously, Jesus feeding the multitude with fish. I believe this is the strongest argument for a Christian worldview where eating animals appears to be perfectly fine. After the great flood in Genesis 9, God tells Noah, "Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you." This is often used as an argument for a carnivore diet. In Acts 10, the apostle Peter receives a vision from heaven. "Rise, Peter, kill and eat." For many, these verses are the ultimate all clear for what is considered a Christian plate. When looking at the Bible, I prefer to focus in on the Edenic ideal. This is the notion that in a paradise environment, it would make sense for us to be eating plants, fruits, things of this nature. According to the Edenic worldview, the original design had a perfect order where it wasn't necessary for beings to suffer in order to get the energy we need to survive. The most famous example, of course, is Genesis 1:29. God gave humanity all seed-bearing plants and fruit-bearing trees across the earth to be used as food. This establishes a plant-based foundation for many vegetarians who are also Christians. In the story of Daniel, we see him refusing the excesses of the kingdom and instead eating pulse, which are vegetables and seeds. He is healthier after 10 days than everyone else. He didn't find strength in the lion's meat. He found it in his refusal to participate in that kingdom. Isaiah 11, we see what I believe is the goal, which is the lion will eat straw like the ox in the restored world. If it is true that the goal is to return to peace, then it would seem to me that a carnivore diet is doubling down on the chaos that is spinning our world out of control. It's easy to sit behind a microphone and moralize. I have tremendous empathy for those who are suffering, and Jordon and his daughter clearly are doing precisely that. It breaks my heart, and it also forces me to tackle the very issue that most frightens me, which would be if my current vegetarian diet were to fail me, and if incredible suffering were the only option, would it be the case that I would change my mind? So I don't sit here judging the Petersons for their desperation to find a solution to a horrifying problem. Moving outside the Bible, it appears to me, based on the research that I've done, that making sure that our arteries are clear of unnecessary cholesterol, allowing our heart to pump blood easily is obviously good for you. I don't begrudge a man and his daughter for wanting to feel healthy. I am sure by this point in the video, you are either seething with anger or you're going, "Amen." Someone else who thinks the same way that I do, or somewhere in between. I love to see lively debates in the comments where I will personally be adding my 2 cents, so I'd love to see you down there. If you haven't already, if you appreciated this content, or if you think I am a giant idiot, please subscribe, like, anyway. God.